There are only 3 teams left in the Universal Open Rocket League Grand Finals. Gale Force has already secured a spot in the finals, but now they have to face off against the winner of the last North American team, SizzleUrCob, and the Finnish team from Europe. It is Method. That match coming up next. Oh! What's up, everyone, and welcome here to the Universal Open Rocket League Finals here at the Esports Arena in Santa Ana, California. We are live in beautiful Southern California in the heart of esports here in the U.S. There's the trophy our teams will be competing for, along with their share of $100,000 in total over the course of this event. 16 2v2 teams have arrived. Only one can walk away tonight as our champion of the Universal Open Rocket League Tournament. If you guys want to take a look at how our tournament is structured, we are 2v2. This is a little bit different than the conventional Rocket League events that you see, which are mostly 3v3. It's required a lot of different strategy, and from 2,300 teams, we are now down to 3. We're going to be showing you guys the lower bracket finals today, which will be a best of 5, and then one of our teams will advance into the grand finals to face off against Gale Force Esports. Now, the grand finals is a best of 7, but by Gale Force advancing through the winners bracket, they have earned themselves a 1-0 start in that match. How did our teams get here today? Well, we started things off with Gale Force versus DAPG, which Gale Force sweeps both games going to overtime. Up next was Method versus Flipside Tactics. Method continued its undefeated run, romping through Flipside and advancing into the winners bracket finals. In the lower bracket, SizzleUrCob came up against DAPG. DAPG avoided a sweep with a Game 2 overtime winner, but SizzleUrCob goes on to win Games 3, the series, and eliminate DAPG from the tournament. Staying in the lower bracket, Flipside went up against Mocket Esports. 1 second from elimination, Mocket scored to force overtime in Game 2, then triumphed and eliminated Flipside in Game 3. SizzleUrCob then faced Mocket Esports, and SizzleUrCob continued their lower bracket run with a 2-0 sweep over Mocket Esports. And finally, Gale Force went up against Method in the winner bracket finals, and while Gale Force had a slow start to this tournament, they came on strong with a 3-0 sweep over Method. Welcome back into the Esports Arena here in Santa Ana, California, and we are about to begin our lower bracket finals here to determine who is going to face Gale Force Esports in the grand finals here for the Universal Open. I'm your host, Kevin Naki, and it's a pleasure bringing you guys these games, and it has been over these past few weeks, and we're about at the end here. It's so exciting, and I want to introduce our 2 analysts who are going to be joining me on desk throughout. It is going to be Quinn Lobdell, and we have Jorby. Gentlemen, how are you doing today?
This has been an absolutely incredible weekend. We have had some insane games, especially today. Today has really just been back and forth between all of these teams. You can't really ask for better from these teams, and these last games are going to be absolutely insane.
Yeah, I can't help but agree. I'm doing absolutely great and ready to see us crown a champion in the 2v2 Universal Open.
All right, guys, well, let's go ahead and take a look at the bracket so we can see exactly how our teams got to this point. From the upper bracket perspective, you can see Gale Force Esports starting a little bit shaky. They went 2-1 against Incognito. They went 2-1 against Ambition Esports, but then things really started picking up for them, and they have clobbered their way through at this point. So they've swept their way from against Method 3-0 in the upper bracket finals, and now they have a 1-0 advantage in the best of 7 grand finals. Let's meet our teams right now, though, and send things down to Trace, our announcer.
Esports Arena, get on your feet for Team Method, Metsinaris and Magnus. Now entering Esports Arena, SizzleUrCob, Sizz and Jacob.
right. Well, it looks like we're about to get started, but we want to let you all know that there's more than just pride on the line and the championship. As a matter of fact, there's also $100,000 out there. And since we're down to 3 teams left, each of these guys is guaranteed at least $10,000. But of course, everyone wants that first place prize and to walk home with $32,500 and that title after working through a gauntlet of more than 2,300 teams. All right, though, we're going to have to get some thoughts now and see how this match is going to go because there's so much to talk about here. Let's set the stage for the TV audience that just came in as well because there's so many cool things to talk about with these two teams. On one hand, we have Method, which has been a team that's kind of surprised expectations, right? The first few rounds of the tournament, they played extremely well, but on the other side, you've got the fun loving SizzleUrCob, the last North American team. They are going to meme their way through, if nothing else, on top of playing pretty well. So we know the crowd's going to support. Who do you guys have?
I've got my money here on Method. They've been playing absolutely fantastic, and I think they'll use their experience to edge out SizzleUrCob.
This is a rematch. Method and SizzleUrCob meeting up yet again. Method had shut SizzleUrCob out. I expect SizzleUrCob to come out and beat Method here.
All right, well, let's go ahead and head up to our casting booth as the game is about to get started.
Thank you very much, Kevin. We have a game on our hands. SizzleUrCob taking on Method. As we kick things off here, this is a best of 5.
And this is a battle of North America against Europe. The final North American team, Sizz and Jacob, trying to get revenge on the Method squad that sent them into the lower bracket.
Well, Method advancing down the field first, but SizzleUrCob coming back down. Jacob, an all-star all today. He does it once more. Sizz puts it away, starts it off strong for SizzleUrCob.
And SizzleUrCob starting out hot. Jacob past one defender, past another, no one home, and Sizz strikes first.
In most of these tournaments, they have a highlight reel of all of the players, but Jacob could be the one-man highlight throughout this entire tournament.
If you're a new viewer, maybe this is your first time watching Rocket League, Jacob is a unique player to watch, so unpredictable. He'll do things that make you shake your head, and he's been a big reason why SizzleUrCob has made it to this game, to this series where they can win and move on into the grand final.
And on the other side, you do have Method, a European team who is generally regarded as better than North American players, but already we see SizzleUrCob, the North American team, starting off with the first goal. Method trying to fight out of their back end here. Metzenaris just lofting that one away. You see
Sizz, what is he doing?
He's going for the demo on Magnus, but he gets to clear out and overcommit. The pass back, fantastic play from the Europeans. It adds up to nothing though as SizzleUrCob regained.
But that back pass, did he really need to back pass? That ball might have had enough pace to even make it in. So maybe a little overthinking from this Method squad.
SizzleUrCob back to the Method side. Metzenaris, another floaty ball towards the midfield. Past Sizz. Jacob there to meet it in his own corner. Metzenaris just getting in the way, letting Magnus come up now. Sizz to the other side of the Method half. Going off the ceiling, trying to drop down. He does get the touch. Can he get another one? Sizz almost hits it. Jacob on the follow-up. Can he put it away? No, Metzenaris gets in the way of that one.
But Sizz got a piece of Metz there. Had Metz landed cleanly, that would have been a counterattack. But Sizz got a piece and was able to recover. SizzleUrCob looking good out of the gate.
SizzleUrCob looking very good out of the gate. Sizz playing this one over. Jacob's up for it, so it's a free aerial. Jacob puts it down. 2-0 SizzleUrCob.
Sizz, you see him going for this ball. It throws Magnus. Magnus was expecting something to happen. You see him flipping there actually, and Jacob had a free line right to that ball and a wide open net. In their last series they played, Method shut out SizzleUrCob 2 games in a row. SizzleUrCob, they're making this story play out differently the second time around.
And here they come again. Sizz trying to flick that one on. It's Magnus. Actually gets in the way of that. Down towards the SizzleUrCob half. Jacob to clear on out. Sizz trying to push it along. Metzenaris trying to find his teammate towards the midfield. Magnus is there. Playing it away. Here comes Sizz.
And another thing to point out, oh, Magnus almost getting by. If you look at Jacob's car closely, you can see he's actually sporting the Finnish flag on his breakout car. And the demo there, you've got to wonder, is he trying to get in the head of these Finnish players?
Absolutely, trying to put them on tilt just a little bit. Sizz doing everything he can in the Method corner. Jacob follows up now. Metsinaris clears that one away. Magnus has a free shot. It's going towards the net. Sizz makes the save.
And Sizz keeping this one scoreless for Method. This SizzleUrCob defense refusing to let anything by.
Here comes Method, back the other way. Jacob now clearing it back. Call this a bit of ping pong when the players just hit it back and forth to the midfield. Here comes Metsinaris now, an opportunity for Method. The follow-up from Metsinaris drops it down. Jacob though, fantastic save. Here comes SizzleUrCob. Jacob on the dribble, the 1v1. Magnus does well and defends that one away.
Now Sizz, he's able to punch that one right back in. Jacob stole the boost. So SizzleUrCob, they've been doing okay. Oh, a chance. Metsinaris, he just gave that ball up. He might have been able to retain control, and now counterattack.
1v1, Jacob puts it past Metsinaris. 3-0, SizzleUrCob.
The counterattack is real. Jacob taking advantage of his opportunity. Does it all himself, doesn't even need Sizz, as he just sneaks it by the final defender. And now a 3-goal lead for SizzleUrCob. Only 1:17 left. This seems like the North American squad's gonna get the first game.
It's not over yet. Metsinaris putting it away. And that's going to be it for Method. They're going to put it away there, getting their first goal of the series.
Yeah, we saw there. What actually happened was Sizz was having a controller issue. He had to switch to keyboard and mouse. That's why he wasn't able to help on that face-off. That small amount of time where Sizz was out of the play allowed Method to get that goal. So we'll see how SizzleUrCob responds.
A minute left. SizzleUrCob just needs to hang on here. Metsinaris trying to play that one past Sizz.
1 minute remaining.
Just pushing this one along. Jacob waiting in the midfield. Sizz trying to block Magnus.
Demo.
Demolition comes out open net for Magnus. Can he put it away? That one is going to go in. And Method are 1 goal away from tying it back up.
The demolition. You see Metsinaris coming in at supersonic speeds, destroying that final defender, and Magnus has a free shot on net. 2-3 now. They're just 1 goal behind. SizzleUrCob, they've started to cool off. Method trying to steal this game 1.
50 seconds left. Jacob right in front of his net on the dribble. 1v1 against Metsinaris. Clears that one away. Sizz coming to follow this one up. Jacob actually intercepts that one as Sizz just waits back. Now Sizz comes in, playing this one across Jacob. The rotation out. Metsinaris though, great play from Method to relieve the pressure.
30 seconds remaining.
30 seconds left for Method to tie this one back up. Sizz playing into his own corner. Metsinaris a shot, an easy save for Jacob. Now Sizz on the ball. A shot towards net, saved by Magnus. Jacob though, to follow it up. Across it goes Sizz. Another shot goes high, and the rotations come out for SizzleUrCob. The shot from Sizz, it goes in 4-2.
Sizz says, hey, I got my controller working again. Let me show you how I'm gonna use it. Comes right over Metsinaris with a bounce shot into the upper right-hand corner of the net.
Fantastic play from SizzleUrCob. 8 seconds left to hold on here. This kickoff goes straight to Metsinaris, trying to find his teammate Magnus. Is there, back to Metsinaris.
Plays.
Pop it up, and a fantastic goal by Method.
Look at the calculated passing here. Mets over to Magnus. Magnus hits him right back. And Mets with the chip shot. Jacob backflipping just a little too early, and now 2 seconds left. We will have to see a kickoff goal if Method wants to force overtime.
And once the ball touches the ground, after it hits 0, this game will end. We're into 0-second time. Jacob just trying to kill it, and that's going to do it. It hits the ground. SizzleUrCob taking game number 1.
SizzleUrCob, you said
Make
it.
some noise for
Making
Team
a statement.
SizzleUrCob.
They don't care that they got swept before. They're here to play. They got knocked down early into the lower bracket by this Method squad, but no problem. They came back and took it to him. Taking a look at the stats, you see shots heavily in favor of SizzleUrCob. 4 shots to 5, but this game was neck and neck. SizzleUrCob, they had the lead the majority of the game, but Method brought it back in the final seconds.
Yeah, Method playing that long game, just fighting out until they could finally find their first goal. Jacob and Sizz played so well. We see the passing plays coming out from them. They connected on so many different levels here. Sizz and Jacob were on fire this match.
And yeah, and then after the third goal that we'll see here, the Jacob shot on a wide open net. Sizz had a few controller issues. Of course, they're celebrating there, but yes, you'll see it right here. Oh, maybe that's where it happened. He's struggling after the celebration. It looks like they might have lost a little bit of focus. That allowed Method to get right back into it with their goal.
Absolutely, and we did see that they scored 2 goals immediately after that, giving SizzleUrCob a little bit of a scare, but in the end, SizzleUrCob able to put the final dagger in the coffin. Sizz just bounce shot to the upper 90. Fantastic work by SizzleUrCob. They're taking game number 1.
The more controlled celebration after the controller situation, after the extreme celebrating, they decided to rein that back in a little bit, just a simple fist bump. But now, game number 2. This is a best of 5 series, but SizzleUrCob got the first game.
And here we go into game number 2. Sizz threatening already. Metzenaris, though, on the clear. Method, they want to start off strong here. They want to start with the first goal. Magnus coming up, saved away by Sizz. Into the SizzleUrCob corner. Magnus fighting for possession. Here comes Metzenaris. Rotations all the way back for Method. Fantastic block by Metzenaris here as SizzleUrCob. Jacob decides to just get rid of him.
Yeah, but Jacob was in position to make good work of that Sizz pass, but fortunately for Method, Metzenaris was there to close it down, and we still see Method in the blue half, just putting the pressure on.
The speed coming out from Method. Metzenaris rotating back. Sizz popping this one, giving them all up to him. The clear comes out for Method. Fantastic control from them as they go to the SizzleUrCob corner. A fantastic touch by Metzenaris. Magnus there, can he put it away? Yes, he can. Method take the first goal.
And you see what happened was Jacob tried to hit a player in the midfield, and then Metzenaris blocking Sizz. That set up Magnus for a wide open net because Jacob was completely out of position. So SizzleUrCob a little too aggressive there, and Method made him pay.
And this is what you want from Method to regain composure in the series. Striking first in the next game, getting your confidence back against a high-flying team like Sizz and Jacob right now. They're feeling themselves. They're playing fantastic this entire tournament. Magnus, the clear away. Over to Sizz. Not the touch he wanted there as Magnus intercepts Sizz clear. Magnus trying to drop it back down to Metz, who plays it across Jacob. A tough read from him, not able to connect. As you see, SizzleUrCob scrambling in front of their net, trying to get this one away from them. Jacob, the clear, down to the Method side. Met by Metzenaris. This ball just floating in midfield, nobody really having any control. Here comes Magnus trying to drop it down, but Jacob gets in the way of that.
Jacob, he was boostless for the longest period of time. You'll see players try to steal boost from other players. Those big orbs in the corner and at midfield, that gives you 100 boost. And oh, a chance
What
here,
a fake from Magnus, sets up Metzenaris perfectly for the 2-0 lead.
Making good use of his boost.
Method.
Setting up Metz here with that backwards pass. So threatening.
Such a great touch from Magnus, and Metzenaris, all he had to do was tap that one, and you see them, they're fired up right now. They're screaming, they're ready to go. They're at the 2-0 lead right now. Metzenaris trying to extend that lead. Jacob just booms that one to the other side. Magnus forced to throw it to his corner. Now Sizz, maybe for a double touch off the back wall, decides not to. Magnus clears to his corner once again. Sizz just being a nuisance in the Method side here. Here comes Jacob to the other corner. Off the wall, he's got boost here for the airdrop.
Oh,
Up and over, Jacob all the way, Sizz!
Jacob making plays happen, just touches it up the wall, flips it by Metz, touches it by Magnus, and Sizz is gonna have a layup thanks to the incredible play by Jacob.
And you talked about it before, Jacob, such an unconventional play style. He does stuff like that all the time. And he's giving his team a chance to tie this one back up just at halftime now. Method trying to answer back now.
Good defense by Jacob there, and you see Method making use of the passing game. Also smart by them. They hold the lead here. We saw them going into the winners bracket final against Gale Force. They had been undefeated, but Gale Force just destroyed them. The question is, can Method bounce back after being down? It seems like they have in game 2, but still there's 2 minutes remaining, and SizzleUrCob wants to battle right back.
Here's Jacob on the ball. Magnus clearing Taking that one away, Sizz forced to just pop it up. You see the demolition attempt from Magnus on Jacob. But Jacob dodges it and clears it away. Good touch from Jacob. Here's Sizz.
Oh,
fantastic play from SizzleUrCob.
Sizz is just finishing these passes from Jacob. Jacob makes it a great pass into the middle. Magnus misread that play, and Sizz did not misread it. You can see them getting excited about it.
All tied up here between these two teams. Fantastic play from both. The kickoff goal may come out. Dog crossbar down. Sizz forced to go off his back wall. Magnus still threatening, and finally Jacob able to clear that one away, but so close for Method.
That was a scary moment for SizzleUrCob. Sizz had to make some incredible plays happen, some heroics to keep that out.
Shot
Jacob
saved away by Jacob, just barely off his post. Method still threatening here as Jacob finally clears that one away. Metsinaris though, trying to slow this attack up. Jacob still pushing on, trying to find Sizz in the middle. Not able to. Magnus doesn't connect on the clear there. Sizz just turning back around. This ball finally going over his head.
You saw him, he missed the boost there. He had to stop and turn around for it. But now with opportunity for Jacob to make something happen. Oh, he did get it by both defenders. Sizz, he's gonna have a chance as well.
Off the back wall, Magnus. Good clear out. Long clear into space. That's what you want to relieve the pressure of the attacking team. Jacob now off the sidewall. Is this on target? Absolutely no. It goes off the post. So close is the follow-up. Oh, a fantastic save from Magnus. It just keeps coming. And another save from Magnus. Are you kidding me, Method?
Method just refusing to go out of this game. Now Mets on the counterattack, trying to make it happen.
Here they come, Method back the other way. We're all tied up here with 20 seconds left. Magnus, Method trying to make something happen now. After 3 or 4 fantastic saves, Jacob the pass over to Sizz, 10 seconds left.
Oh, this is it.
This could be it for SizzleUrCob. The pass over to Jacob. Sizz chasing this one over. It's Jacob. He's got time. He's got space. Down to Sizz.
Oh!
Almost able to put that one away. We're going to overtime.
This is neck and neck. This is sudden death. The first team to score wins.
And here they come, Jacob. Fighting. He wants this game number 2. They're already up 1 game. Here's Sizz trying to drop it back down. Sizz trying to follow it up. Magnus clears that one away. A long clear out from Magnus. Jacob just getting the touch wide of the net. Metsinaris popping that one for Sizz. Sizz finding Jacob, who flicks that one on. That drop down straight in front of the net. Magnus back the other way. Now Method's turn to attack. Here comes Magnus. The opportunity intercepted by Jacob.
Jacob hustled back. He knew that a player was open in the middle of the field, using up all his boost just to break up that play.
And here comes Sizz, high flying upside down. Can he drop it down?
Oh,
Straight to Jacob. He has the chance and he puts it away.
The overtime goal coming out from Jacob. Sizz just comes in and blocks that clear attempt from Magnus. And Jacob makes things happen for SizzleUrCob.
And the crowd erupting for SizzleUrCob, putting on a show today.
An unbelievable end to that game. That was so close. We look at the stats. Method now out shooting SizzleUrCob just 9 shots to 6. That game was so close. It felt like it was balancing on the tip of a knife.
You had the attacking plays from SizzleUrCob, but the 3 saves from Method and the 1 absolutely fantastic. You see Method opening up a 1-0 lead, dismantling the SizzleUrCob defense, but then all of a sudden SizzleUrCob starts to fight back and they end up taking this game.
Yes, this play right here from Mets was just a classic goal where your pressure ends up being too much for the defense, but then unconventional plays. Jacob just gets it by those defenders and Sizz cleans up, easy peasy.
And then we almost had a goal there off of Jacob's fantastic hit from the wall there, and Sizz the follow-up, not able to put it away. And this could have saved us from overtime. The defense from Method just so good. And finally in overtime, you see Sizz, such a smart play to block that one down, straight down to Jacob, gives them game number 2.
Right, when we get back, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be game number 3 between these two teams to see who will face off against Gale Force in the finals of the Universal Open Rocket League Tournament.
Get the alpha, be the alpha. HyperX.
Universal Open is presented by Rocket League. Play for fun, live to play.
Welcome back to the Esports Arena here in Santa Ana, California for the Universal Open Rocket League Grand Finals. We are into the lower bracket finals right now between SizzleUrCob and Method, and currently SizzleUrCob up 2-0 at the moment. How did the teams get here? Well, SizzleUrCob has had quite the run through the lower bracket, taking out G2 Esports 2-1, Fabian 2-0, DapG 2-1, Mocket Esports 2-0, and now up 2-0 on Method as well. These guys have had an enormous run through the lower bracket. It's been fun to watch them play. All right, guys, well, we need to get a little bit of analysis here and break down these first couple of games because game number one seemed like it was pretty darn good there for SizzleUrCob. Game two, though, Method came out strong, but after about halftime, it was all SizzleUrCob again. These guys came to play. Quinn, break down that match for me. What'd you see?
What I really liked seeing was SizzleUrCob's aggression against Method. We've seen Method with systematic defense. That's how we've been describing them this whole tournament long. Just so effective, all about efficiency. And it really seems like SizzleUrCob don't want to give them that space. They don't want to let them figure things out. They're playing so aggressive, challenging them as fast as possible, and you can tell Method do not feel comfortable.
I would say it's small ball, but they're just these long passes down the field, like you said, playing extremely fast. And Metzenaris and Magnus don't really seem to have an answer for it. Even when they do get passing opportunities, both Sizz and Jacob's defense and goaltending have been absolutely stellar, and I'm not sure that they can do anything about it.
All right, guys, well, it looks like the games are underway, so let's throw things back up to Corelli and James with the call.
Here we go, James. Game number 3 between these two teams, SizzleUrCob and Method. Method trying to fight back, and that's how you started. Metzenaris 2 seconds in.
Sizz, he went for the corner boost, and we say the ball gets killed right in the middle. Metz, he was cheating up, expecting that to happen. Sizz went for boost, left the net wide open for him. An immediate goal for them just 2 seconds into the match, and that's good, because this is an elimination match for Method. If they lose this, they are done. They'll finish in 3rd place, and SizzleUrCob will move on to the grand final.
Well, here comes SizzleUrCob, the pass over to Sizz. Fantastic passing play from them. But saved away by Magnus. The defense from Method has been stellar at some points. Sizz just clearing this one away, buying time. Jacob, not the best touch, but Sizz chases after it. And the follow-up from Sizz, timing it one more time. Oh! Not able to hit away Metzenaris. Now Metzenaris on the ball, just trying to flick this one past. Magnus up, trying to drop it down. Not able to, the follow-up. Oh, and the goal steal from Magnus.
Jacob, he tried to get in the middle of this play. You see him jumping right off the wall. He did get a piece of it, but it went right to Metzinaris. Metz had a shot on net. It was going in anyway, but Magnus says, hey, I'll just be here. Why not?
He's got to pad the stats. Got to pad the stats, Magnus.
I don't even think that was intentional. He was just falling with style.
And I don't think they care who scores these ones as they are up 2-0 now. And like you said, an elimination match. Here comes Jacob, though, off the ceiling, and down he goes. The flip incoming. The shot saved away from Magnus. And here comes Method back the other way. 1v1 against Sizz. Sizz not able to get up. Fantastic play.
This ball control from Magnus. Look at it. Sizz tried to hit it to the side. Magnus catches it with his car. That ball never even touches the ground. And then he flicks it. It hits off the crossbar and goes in. Absolute precision from Magnus.
3-0 lead in less than a minute here opens up for Method. Jacob trying to clear this one away and down. Not able to put that one away. Method to clear out towards Sizz. Just pops it up towards midfield. Metzinaris looking for his teammate. Magnus does come in, bringing this one down.
You can see superior ball handling on the side of Method. Oh, a shot coming in, almost an own goal. But this has been a completely different story. Method, after being out-aggressed in the first 2 games, they come out swinging 3 goals in the first minute and a half.
Here comes Metzinaris 1v1 against Jacob. Jacob, he makes him jump, but the great save from Jacob. The follow from Magnus is there, saved away by Sizz. And SizzleUrCob under attack here, as it's been a completely different story here in game number 3. It's been all Method now.
And that might sneak in.
Oh, Sizz not able to get back in time.
And that is a hat trick for Magnus. As he strikes from distance, he sees Sizz was cheating towards that boost. He knew that he might have had none and just puts a long shot in. That's an unassisted goal. And now 4-0. This game heavily in favor of Method.
Method starting to gain some ground here on the SizzleUrCob team. They are down by 2 games. Sizz fires off a shot flicked up by Jacob. It was saved by Metzinaris.
Oh. That was actually a very impressive save by Magnus. Sizz had a wide open net, and Metz, oh, he got a dunk there. But Sizz would have had a wide open shot on net. Magnus jumped straight up to break that play up.
Jacob over to Sizz. Sizz gets it right back to Magnus, fires off a shot. It's 5-0 Method.
Magnus is losing his mind. He's playing lights out offense. After Sizz doesn't get the greatest clear here, he comes barreling in and just launches that shot right into an unblockable spot. 5-0. Half the game isn't even completed, and Method has already scored 5 goals.
And after struggling for the first 2 games, everything has just opened up for Method. Everything they're doing is working. Magnus just moves that one away. Sizz gets the demolition on Metzinaris. He'll be sent back to the back of his net. Magnus clears that one away. Jacob. Now Magnus again trying to go up and over Sizz, but Sizz read it perfectly. Can Sizz get another touch? No, he can't. Metzinaris to clear away. Jacob comes in, fires off a shot. Fantastic placement from Jacob.
The defense continues to hold strong for Method. Magnus with another save he had to stretch for.
Demolition comes out on Metzinaris from Jacob. Jacob putting this one across for Sizz. Can he drop it down? A great save from Metzinaris.
You can see there yet again, Sizz trying to get to that ball, but every time a Method player is just jumping straight up and getting in the way.
Here comes Jacob on the air dribble, faked it past Metzinaris, but Magnus was not fooled. Sizz now off the ceiling, trying to drop this one down. He already used his second jump there. Jacob popping it up, no follow-up from Sizz here as Method just booming this one to the midfield, intercepted by Sizz, but nothing too dangerous. That's a minute and a half left. SizzleUrCob have their work cut out for them.
Yeah, this has been a prolonged attack. They're setting up a siege in this orange half, but Method still holding strong. Even there, Magnus not letting Jacob take the shot.
Method bending and not breaking here as Magnus fires off the long-range shot. Here comes Jacob off the sidewall. The pass from Sizz. The follow-up, Jacob chasing after the demolition on Magnus.
1 minute remaining.
Jacob playing it out towards Sizz. Not the best pass, but with a minute left, down 5 goals, James. That's a tough order.
Yeah, right now, Method is trying to shut out SizzleUrCob. They did it in the last series they played against them. It didn't seem like we were going to see that happening, but here in Game 3, it's been all Method.
They're just trying to run out the clock now with 30 seconds left. Method are looking to take game number 3 and avoid elimination, at least for now. And maybe even try and pull off the reverse sweep. That's Inaris trying to clear it away. Sizz dropping that one down, saved off the post from Magnus. It pinches all the way back to the SizzleUrCob half. 10 seconds left here. The follow-up from Magnus. That one's going to drop in 6-0 for Method.
So after scoring the first 5, they cooled off a little bit, but in the final 10 seconds, Magnus gets another one. That's his 5th goal of the game.
Lights out for Magnus. Method looking so good after this break. A game 3 that they're going to take here in this series. The big kickoff comes out from SizzleUrCob. Sizz back over to Jacob. A great play from them, but it's going to add up to nothing. We're going to a game number 4 here. As soon as this ball touches the ground, the game is over. And there you have it. Method taking game number 3 against SizzleUrCob.
And that is to just stay alive. This is a best of 5 with SizzleUrCob up 2-0. Method had to get this win. And not only did they get it, but they got it with 6 goals to none. A shutout, an absolute obliteration of SizzleUrCob.
And SizzleUrCob, they had opportunities. 12 shots coming out for them. 9 saves on the Method side. We talked about their defense in game number 2. Their defense coming out strong again in game number 3.
And you said it. Well, first, to start off the game, that 2-second goal, thanks to that quick face-off that they got. This highlight reel will be all Method because they shut him out 6-0. But like you were saying, Corelli, bending but not breaking. That was really the truth of the Method defense in this match.
And they did. They looked fantastic on both sides of the field. Their defense pretty strong throughout this series. Finally, their offense coming into fruition here in game number 3. You saw 10 shots, 6 goals, 0 against themselves. Fantastic play from Method.
Really, Method, they changed something up. After the break, they were a completely different team. SizzleUrCob was dictating the pace of the game. They were flying around, using their boost, beating Method to every single ball. But now, in game 3, something just clicked for Method.
It was almost like SizzleUrCob just couldn't put a shot into the back of the net. Like we saw, 12 shots coming out for them, just nothing going in for them. Maybe their luck running out or just off by that much. I don't know what it is, but we're looking into game number 4. Is the reverse sweep going to happen here, James?
It has to happen if Method wants to move on. This is still match point for SizzleUrCob. If you're a competitor, you take a look at that game. You just got beat 6-0. Just wipe that from your memory. This is where your mental toughness is tested. Can you bounce back in game 4 and close it out? Or will they open that door for Method? Because if Method gets this win, that momentum will be all in their favor.
Well, it looks like we're going to get game 4 started. Players have joined up. Method trying to fight back, maybe get the reverse sweep. Here we go, kicking off game number 4 between these two stellar teams. Magnus fires off a shot. Already behind pace from last game as they scored in the first 2 seconds, but as soon as I say it, they put it in 9 seconds. A little bit off, but better.
Method keeps this going from the last game. Magnus up in the air, shooting a hard shot. Jacob and Sizz both going for it, but still, that wasn't enough. And now 7, you see Sizz, he's so frustrated. That's the 7th unanswered goal.
Oh my goodness, almost another kickoff goal. Magnus getting that one off the kickoff, but the attack still coming on from Method. Here comes Magnus. Sizz back to Jacob, intercepted by Metzenaris. Jacob rotating back. You see Sizz now falling back to net, picking up those pads. Magnus playing this one across. No Metzenaris to be found. Sizz plays it up to Jacob, tries to flick that one on, and he does. Metzenaris. Now Sizz. Jacob lurking in the backfield. This ball coming straight to Jacob. Back to the other side. Magnus lets that one go. Metzenaris just pops that one just to relieve the pressure for now. Sizz trying to follow it up. He does get a second touch. SizzleUrCob just one game away from moving on A good touch from Sizz. Both SizzleUrCob in the Method corner. Rotating out is Jacob. Now Metzenaris just pops that ball away. And SizzleUrCob toying with the ball in the Method half. But nothing too scary until this. Sizz not able to put that one on target. And Magnus gets full ball control.
Hey, and you see Magnus before. He's so good at just keeping that ball close. We call that dribbling. An expert dribbler. And Method, like I said, the past 2 games, 7 unanswered goals.
Here comes Magnus trying to get the demolition on Sizz or just bully him and push him around. But this ball comes over to Sizz. The pass, trying to find Jacob. He's there. Pops it up, but not really the best pass from him. Sizz opts to rotate back as Magnus pushes that one into the Sizzle corner. Here's Metzenaris looking for Magnus. Jacob's already up. He plays that one away.
Sizz had to let that go, though. You saw him retreating for boost. Now's a chance. Jacob, what's he gonna do? Oh, just misses.
Almost tipping that one on, but here comes Method. 2v1. Metzenaris taking his time, trying to find a spot. Saved away by Jacob.
That left much to be desired. Metz just went for a shot that was easily handled. He could have passed it across the field to his teammate who was waiting for it.
And now 1v1. Magnus trying to beat Jacob. Great save from Jacob. Metzenaris just keeping this one on, though. He's up for it. Can he put it away? Sizz able to make the save.
But cutting it close. Sizz perhaps needed to challenge that one earlier, but still did enough to keep that out of the net.
And here comes Sizz. Magnus in front of him, just trying to pop it up and over. And Magnus, easy save for him. Now Metzenaris on the ball. Getting a hold of the dribble. Not the best shot from him. Here comes Magnus. Now Sizz. Back and forth. These teams fighting for possession. Metzenaris over to Jacob. Trying to follow that one up. Off his own hit. Now Magnus picking up that midfield boost. Up into an air dribble. Trying to dunk this one past Sizz. Is it going to go in? The save from Jacob.
Jacob trying to keep his team's hopes alive of closing this game out, ending the series. But still, they have not managed to score in quite a long time.
Now Sizz on the ball. Good dunk by him. Metzenaris forced to make a tough save, and he does. Jacob, though, going to drop that one down. Save again. Metzenaris, the defense from Method shining through.
It's just a brick wall in place of the Method net. They're not letting anything in.
Coming up on a minute left. Just one goal separates these two teams. Jacob collecting his corner boost. Lots of time here. Just gives it away to Magnus. A minute left now, Jacob. Sizz into the Method corner. Magnus on the ball. Looking that one up and chasing it down the field. Sizz intercepts. Metzenaris to clean up the midfield. Here's Jacob.
Oh, long shot.
Long shot towards Ken, but Magnus rotated back. Good rotations out from Method. Sizz just drops that one down to Jacob. Here comes Magnus. Method trying to put this one away. Jacob, a rough clear out across his net. Now Sizz following this up off the ceiling. He's not going to catch up to that one. Here comes Method back the other way. Metzenaris gets demoed by Sizz, and he stops up that attack.
Time is running out. Just 20 seconds left.
Sizz on the clear. SizzleUrCob, they need to make something happen, and they need to do it fast. 15 seconds left. Jacob in the midfield. Here's it toward the Method corner. Now Sizz across. Metzenaris. Sizz back to Metzenaris. Jacob. He's got an opportunity. Goes flying past Sizz. Not the dunk. 1 second left. That's going to do it. Method takes another game.
Method with a back-to-back shutout against SizzleUrCob. They scored 6 goals last game, but only a single goal this game. It was much closer, but SizzleUrCob, they were left defending their net the entire game.
It was a massive defensive game for SizzleUrCob. You see the 10 saves from SizzleUrCob and then the 10 shots coming out from Method.
And that means every single shot was on target. And that one right there just ekes by the only goal of this game happening in the first 10 seconds of the match. SizzleUrCob only managing to get 3 shots on target. They did a great job of keeping it close, but still Method prevailed, and now they're 1 game away from the reverse sweep.
And you see that face from Sizz, the reaction. That was when he gave up the first goal, which happened in the first 9 seconds of the match. His frustration, you can see it.
Oh, yes.
This game, the series slowly slipping out of their hands.
Yeah, they started out strong. SizzleUrCob, again, we can't say it enough. They got beat pretty easily by Method earlier on in this tournament. That's what sent them down into the lower bracket. Since then, they've been on a tear, and they came in the first 2 games against Method playing a great game of Rocket League. However, since then, Method has just found something deep within themselves to bring it to this SizzleUrCob team. They haven't let them score in 2 games and really have just crushed them these past 2 games.
Well, we're going to send it down to Kevin. Kevin.
And walk through a few of these games here as we just saw a major turnaround from Method. They lose the first 2 games. They turn right around, shut out the next 2 games. That Method we saw in the last 2 games looks a lot closer to the Method that we saw at the beginning of the tournament. A lot of goals in game 1, yes, but that last game we just saw complete dominating defensive performance.
Yeah, you saw a lot of frustration coming from SizzleUrCob, especially after they let in that early first goal. You saw Jacob make the save, and then Sizz just a little unlucky on that bounce, comes back off the back of his condiment, and you could tell that frustration would spell the rest of the match out. You could see just how annoyed they felt, and Magnus and Metzenars doing such a good job shutting them out, scoring time and time again. You can see how SizzleUrCob and Method have got here.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as we can see, SizzleUrCob has had an amazing run through the lower bracket here. They took out G2 Esports, Fibion, DapG, and Machina Esports to find themselves against Method right now. Method has had a major run through the upper bracket here, obviously losing to Gale Force in the winners bracket finals just a second ago, looking for that rematch here in the grand finals. But Jorby, let's get some thoughts from you on this one, because the biggest thing that I noticed to me was like, Jacob was making everything work in the first 2 games. Shots from just everywhere. He was playing defensive, even to the point where, like, Sizz looked okay, but it was clear that, to me at least, that Jacob was carrying the heavy load there. That seems to have completely gone away. Does Jacob need to get that back? Does Sizz need to step up? What needs to happen?
They just need to keep working as a unit. That's what got them to this point, right? We just see all those passes, and they tried. They kept going for passes, but this is what we were talking about with Method. It was Magnus scoring just a lot of goals. And then a lot of defense and just keeping the ball away, winning every single 50-50. And if Method keeps doing that, they're going to steal this away and complete the reverse sweep.
All right, guys. Well, it looks like we're ready for game number 5, so let's hand things back up to the casters.
Game number 5, James. Is the reverse sweep going to come in? Method working so hard to fight back in this series.
And all the momentum in their favor. It's been over 10 minutes since SizzleUrCob last scored. Can they do it? Who's moving on to the Universal Open Rocket League Grand Finals?
The crowd is electric right now inside the esports arena. Sizz playing this one out from his own end. Now gaining ball control, plays it over to Jacob. The passing play comes out. Magnus, great save from him.
You can see Magnus, he has been so good for this Method side. Sizz just pounces right there.
Here comes SizzleUrCob. Sizz just pushing that one along. As both Method players get behind the ball here and push it out. Jacob trying to beat out Magnus. Not gonna happen. Metzenars now on the ball, trying to push it past Sizz off the post.
It just dings off the post like you said.
Uh-oh, Jacob.
Miss.
Anytime he does that, he's dangerous, but Sizz, talk about dangerous, not able to catch up to that one.
Jacob went for it all with that ceiling shot, and when he missed, Magnus recognized his opportunity. Sizz out of position, not able to make that save, and just a worm burner from Magnus as he scores from long range.
I like that worm burner. That's a good one. Kicking things off once again. Method up 1-0, trying to complete the reverse sweep over SizzleUrCob. Jacob taking this ball up past Metzenars. Sizz whips back around, fires off a shot. That one's towards net. It's just a bit high.
What does SizzleUrCob have to do to put a shot in the net? You know that's what they're thinking. An absolute mistake there. A team bump.
They're going to run away with it. Metzenars makes it 2-0. The Europeans looking so good right now.
And you can see there, Sizz and Jacob actually ran into one another. That's a devastating mistake. And now a 2-goal lead. This is running. They're running away with it. Method has just been demolishing, dominating, however you want to say it. SizzleUrCob, they need to bounce back. They have to get a goal soon, otherwise it is over for them.
SizzleUrCob still more than enough time to get back into this one. 3 minutes and 30 seconds left. Jacob tries to do it by himself. Magnus is the demolition on Sizz, but Method so good on the counterattack this game. Here's Sizz into his own corner. The shot from Magnus, just barely off the corner of the net. Unexpected. Here comes Sizz, pushing that one along, trying to dunk it down. 3 minutes left in this match. Metzinares pops this one up. Now Jacob. The Method side and back to Magnus. Back and forth this ball goes. Sizz now his turn. And Magnus. Here comes Metzinares though, fires off a shot. Jacob save off the crossbar. Magnus trying to drop that one down. Doesn't save it. Method 3-0.
And the Finnish team, Metz and Magnus, continue to run away with it. That one dinking off the crossbar, and Magnus again hits it off the crossbar, but this time it goes in the net. This is a scoring spree for Method.
And this game's starting to look like all the other series we saw from Method, the shutout and just the high-flying goals. Here's Magnus once more. The save, though, from Sizz.
Time is running out, though. We're approaching the halfway mark still. SizzleUrCob held scoreless. This is 2.5 regulation games where they have not been able to put a shot in the net. And Magnus!
Another one for Method. 4-0 now.
He extends this lead. 4 goals now. It almost seems like an assured fact that Method is going to be moving on.
It's almost like Sizz and Jacob have fallen asleep at the wheel here. 4-0 is your scoreline in game number 5. The reverse sweep is definitely possible for Method. Now Sizz trying to clear it out. Magnus to keep this attack on. Just being a nuisance to Jacob, pushing him around. Jacob forced to dodge. Now Metzinares, now Jacob. And again, down the field, Jacob following this one into the Method corner. Magnus finding this one across. No help from Metz there as Sizz just pops that one over to Jacob. Another touch, Sizz and Jacob up. Oh, and connects.
No.
The overclick comes out from the North Americans, and Magnus gonna put that one away.
That has to be devastating for SizzleUrCob. They threw both players at the ball, leaving their net wide open when they missed. Magnus, he has just been a scoring machine. That is his 4th goal of the game. He's scored more goals in this tournament by himself than multiple teams combined.
I would love to see a stat on that. Magnus, such a monster right off the bat, the kickoff.
5 goals now. This is getting out of hand. Magnus doing things all by himself. It looked like Sizz tried to do a fake kickoff, and instead of Magnus flipping into it and hitting it on the ground, he makes a shot right under the crossbar, surprising Jacob.
Just read Sizz's mind there. He knew. So many kickoff goals, though, for Method. Almost the downfall of SizzleUrCob in this series. Minute and a half left for SizzleUrCob, down by 6 against a defensive powerhouse. The shot comes out from Magnus, ball up from Metzinares. Now Sizz over to Jacob. Jacob not able to connect on that one. Magnus, he's got Metzinares there. He's gonna flick it on. Great touch from him.
These shots from Method, they're just so difficult to deal with. You can see SizzleUrCob just trying to get a single goal.
Jacob doing almost the impossible there. With 1 minute left, it's all Method right now. Jacob just fighting back to his own net. Now Sizz, less than a minute. The shot from Magnus goes wide. Jacob trying to pick this ball up. SizzleUrCob are gonna need a miracle at this point.
Method, they've allowed the fewest goals compared to any other team in the tournament. More shutouts than anyone else. And they're about to get 3 back-to-back-to-back shutouts in the lower bracket finals. This is a top 3 team in the world.
Here comes Method once more. Magnus, Metzinares off of Magnus once more. It's 7-0.
And that is a double hat trick for Magnus as he's in the right place at the right time. Metz hitting it right off of his bumper.
20 seconds left. Sizz and Jacob absolutely deflated in this match. A reverse sweep coming out from Method. Metzinares trying to put another one in. Add insult to injury here as Magnus Again, across the net, Jacob just trying to get it out.
And the final remaining North American team is eliminated by the Finnish squad of Method. They take this one in an astounding fashion, a reverse sweep, and in the final game, 7-0. As soon as this ball hits the ground, this series is over, and there it is.
Finally, Method ends it 7-0 in that last game. Method just took it over after dropping the first 2 games.
You said it, first 2 games, but they did not give up. They brought it right back. Incredible shutouts. This has been a scoring affair like I have never witnessed.
17 shots from Method. Incredible. And only 1 save, only forced to make 1 save the entire game there.
And you see 17 shots to just 3. SizzleUrCob, there was nothing that they could do. They were down and out, and Method did not pull any punches.
Magnus being a star player here in this series, and especially in this game. 6 goals, 10 shots. Are you kidding me? That's what some teams
the double
will
hat
get.
trick. I don't think I have seen this yet in the tournament. A double hat trick by Magnus.
We're going to take a look at some highlights from that, and boy, do we have a ton of them as 7 goals scored on one of the teams. It's going to be all Method in all of these highlights. We saw mini kickoff, lots of open net. You see the first 2 goals of the highlight, open nets for Method.
Well, 17 shots, and this one is mostly the Magnus highlight reel. This time, he just hits a crossbar down. An impressive showing from this Finnish squad. But can they take it against Gale Force? They went in the final 3 games, they were just heating up. But still, they have 1 series ahead left to go.
You see the emotion coming out from Method. They're so excited.
Their dad cheering them on.
Their dad was cheering them on there, but Method looking so good against SizzleUrCob. And really, I was worried in the beginning of the series, dropping the first 2 games. It was all Jacob and Sizz, but then all of a sudden, we went to break and we come back and Method, they subbed in 2 different players, apparently.
It seemed like it. They just flipped the switch. And early on in the tournament, Method, they were playing that well, just like we saw in those final 3 games. They were shutting out opponents, just completely dominating opponents. But SizzleUrCob, they looked to have the advantage after the first 2 games, but still, it was just too much for SizzleUrCob. Method roared back, and Alex is down on the field interviewing the winners.
Yeah, I am. Let's give it up one more time for Method. Oh, man, what a team. What a team, what a series. And I want to start over here. Magnus. You guys were down 0-2 on the verge of elimination from the tournament, and then you were able to bring it back and win 3 in a row with starting with a dominating game 3. What had to happen there for you guys? Can you talk to me about the communication there when you're down 0-2 to try to bring it back? What had to happen for you guys?
I mean, the first 2 games I was really shaky after the Gale Force series. I was playing really bad. After the 2-0, we were like, let's take it 1 by 1, 1 game by 1, and we are good. So we just stepped it up.
1 game at a time. That's actually good advice, you Rocket League players out there. Coming over to Mets here. By the way, it's their first time in America, by the way. So first of all, congrats on that, getting all the way this far in your first American tournament. What does that mean to you, coming all the way from Europe and emerging all the way to the grand final, your first time in America?
Of course, it's really exciting, and it's an honor to represent Method and Finland.
All right, great to hear. Let's give it up one more time to Method. They are advancing to the grand final to play up against Gale Force Esports here at the Universal Open.
All right, that means our grand finals are now set as Method advances past SizzleUrCob with the reverse sweep and 14 unanswered goals to close things out. They will advance now to face Gale Force Esports in the grand finals. Don't forget, it is a best of 7, but Gale Force Esports starts up 1-0. There is no bracket reset in this double elimination bracket. There is only a 1-0 advantage for Gale Force Esports. So let's go ahead and break this down just a little bit here, because I don't even know what to say about that. That's that last Method game. I'm going to start with you here on this one, Quinn, because you mentioned to me about halfway through, you're like, heck, you know, they were losing some 50-50s and stuff like that, but maybe it was a little bit more luck in those first few goals that started the snowball rolling.
Yeah, you could tell that after they got 2 or 3 goals down, they started to just commit everything they had in an attempt to close, SizzleUrCob did, in an attempt to close the goal lead, and it just didn't work out for them, and you could see it got really far out of hand by the end of the match. But I think that just bad 50-50s and some struggles clearing the ball really snowballed out of control.
Fair enough. Jorby, what method do you expect to pop up in the finals? Are we going to see the method in the first couple of games against SizzleUrCob, or that dominating systematic defensive team that we've seen so often?
Yeah, you know, we mentioned before that it could be that just that Gale Force is that good, and they made Method look that bad. But then SizzleUrCob came out those first 2 games. They looked so strong, and then just lost it. I wonder what happened to them. I really think that Gale Force is just that good. Method is going to have to play out of their minds better than this. Magnus, if Magnus does that, then they can take it, but I still think Gale Force has this.
All right, guys. Well, it's going to be time for our grand finals coming up here in just a few seconds. We are now going to crown the champion of the Universal Open Rocket League 2v2 tournament. It's Gale Force Esports, who's been on a roll. They're coming up against Method, who is going on a 14-0 unanswered goal streak up to this point. Catch us right on the other side.